bersama bergerak segak gaya Allah sayang pendekar putri bertepuk tangan ambut tangan tanda berani tiada gentar Allah sayang hai membela diri. Menyusun tari alat tari sembah diberi cergas tangkas Allah sayang gerak dan geri menjunjung tinggi ambut tinggi seni sejati pusaka asli.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi ta'ala wabarakatuh and salam sejahtera. Ladies and gentlemen, may I have your attention please? We are about to begin our 2 days event and we would appreciate it so much if you could kindly make yourself comfortable in your seats and stay alert to the peaceful surroundings to avoid any interruption throughout the event. Thank you for your kind cooperation and attention.
Ladies and gentlemen, we will start today's event with the singing of Malaysia's national anthem, Negaraku, and UiTM corporate song, Wawasan Setia Warga UiTM. Let us stand up together and sing together.
Bersatu kita warga UiTM, kita bangsa perkasa, taat dan setiaku untuk negara, penuh semangat wajar. Kita jangan mudah terlupa pengorbanan perjuangan anak bangsa. Kita jangan mudah terleka kemajuan keamanan yang ada. Kita berterima kasih pada pemimpin-pemimpin negara. Kita rasa penuh bersyukur kerahmatan kemuliaan darinya.
Ladies and gentlemen, please be seated.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi taala wabarakatuh and salam sejahtera. Professor Teknologis Dr. Muhammad Ilham Adnan, Rektor Universiti Teknologi Mara Pahang, Malaysia. Professor Dr. Wan Muhammad Nazri Wan Abdul Rahman, Deputy Director of Research and Industrial Linkages, the advisor of VI-BiiDE 2022. Associate Professor Dr. Nazirah Ramli, Deputy Director of Academic Affairs Department, Universiti Teknologi Mara Pahang. Dr. Muhammad Kamal Azman Juso, Deputy Director of Students Affairs Department, Universiti Teknologi Mara Pahang. Dr. Jazimin Zakaria, Assistant Rector, Universiti Teknologi Mara Pahang, Raub Campus. Executive Management Committee of UiTM Pahang. Keynote speakers, esteemed professors and academia, committee members of VI-BiiDE 2022, participants, ladies and gentlemen. A very warm welcome to our guests of honor and all of you to the virtual International Breakthrough of Invention, Innovation and Design Exhibition, or VI-BiiDE 2022. I am Kamizatul Baizura Idris and my colleague,
Muhammad Faizal Azra Muhammad.
it is our pleasure to be your MC this morning.
Ladies and gentlemen, so as to pray for blessing for this event, we would like to invite Dr. Ramla Mustafa to lead the Dua recitation. Please welcome.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alamin. Wassalatu wassalamu ala Sayyidina Muhammadin wa ala alihi wa ashabihi ajma'in. We express our gratitude to you for allowing us to attend assembly on this auspicious morning. O Allah, we ask you for the safety of our religions and welfare of our body. O Allah, Lord of the implementing authority, make the day that we've gone through, starting with your mercy, continue with your blessing, and end with thy forgiveness. And also make the day that we've gone through with guidance and end with the victory of excellence. Ya Allah, Ya Rahman, Ya Rahim, let our effort as a means to enlighten and convince ourselves that the personal safety of either outer and inner is a prerequisite for achieving happiness and excellence in various fields. O Allah, grant us faith and strength in order to face the challenge of life during the transition period and the phase of life in this new era. Ya Allah, Ya Rahman, bless our gathering today. Make the closing ceremony of this invention exhibition a blessed occasion and reward with kindness to all who are involved directly and indirectly involved. ربنا ظلمنا أنفسنا وإن لم تغفر لنا وترحمنا لنكونن من الخاسرين. اللهم اجعل جمعنا هذا جمعا مرحوما وتفرقنا من بعده تفرقا معصوما ولا تجعله فينا ولا معنا ولا من يتبعها شقيا ولا مطرودا ولا محروما. اللهم اجعل خيرا أعمارنا آخره وخير أعمالنا خواتمه وخير إيماننا يوم ألقاك فيها. اللهم اغفر لنا ذنوبنا ولإخواننا الذين سبقونا بالإيمان ولا تجعل في قلوبنا غلا للذين آمنوا ربنا إنك رؤوف رحيم. ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار. صلى الله على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم والحمد لله رب العالمين.
Thank you, Dr. Ramlan. May our event be blessed and run academically.
Honorable guests, ladies and gentlemen, as we are all aware, the theme for VI-BiiDE 2022 is Embracing Digital Revolution in the New Normal. You can play the montage now.
managing energy production from electrolyzer.
Statistical analysis based on the purpose of the study and the type of the data. Therefore, before using it, the users need to be clear with their purpose of the study.
Agenda of our meeting today, sir?
Okay, let's make it simple. Actually, this is about our students' result that not as our expectation. So, can you guys tell me how is this happening?
How to reduce food waste is by making organic compost. And then comes a new problem where the process of making compost takes a lot of time.
For your information, one area in Malaysia's education blueprint of higher education is enhancing research and innovation. Therefore, UiTM has been working hard to inculcate research and innovation culture and has often used Invention, Innovation and Design or IID exhibition as a platform for its academics and students to showcase their inventions and designs. To further encourage the research and innovation culture, UiTM Raup's Research and Industrial Linkages Unit is taking the initiative to conduct its fourth virtual International Breakthrough Invention, Innovation and Design Exhibition, VI-BiiDE 2022, after the success of 2019, 2018 and 2016. The exhibition is the best platform to showcase academics, professionals, and students' inventions, innovations, and designs in Pahang. It will also introduce UiTM Pahang, both Jengka and Raup campuses, as a university that emphasizes research and innovation.
For your information, VI-BiiDE 2022 objectives are to create a platform for academics, professionals, government and private bodies, university students, as well as Malaysian secondary and primary school students to showcase or commercialize their products and ideas. Furthermore, VI-BiiDE 2022 is organized to promote international participation. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, to begin with, I would like to invite Dr. Jasmine Zakaria, Assistant Director of University of Jemara, Raup Campus, to deliver his welcoming speech. Please welcome.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Thank you, the Chairperson. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Salam sejahtera and good day, everyone. Professor T.S. Dr. Muhammad Ilham Adnan, Rector, University Teknologi Mara, Pahang, Malaysia. Professor Dr. Wan Muhammad Nazri Wan Abdul Rahman, Deputy Rector, Research and Industrial Linkages, come the Advisor of Virtual International Breakthrough Invention, Innovation and Design Exhibition 2022. Associate Professor Dr. Nazir Ramli, Deputy Director of Academic Affairs Department, University Teknologi Mara Pahang, Dr. Muhammad Kamal Azman Yusof, Deputy Director of Student Affairs Department, University Teknologi Mara Pahang, Executive Management Committee of UiTM Pahang, keynote speakers, esteemed professors, Academia Committee members for VI-BiiDE 2022, participants, ladies and gentlemen. Praise to Allah Subhanahu Wa Taala, the most gracious, the most merciful. Indeed, we are grateful to Allah for His blessing that we are able to gather here on His beautiful day for this very special opening session of the 4th Virtual International Breakthrough Invention, Innovation and Design exhibition. On behalf of University Tanjung Mara Pahang, Raub Campus, I would like to take this opportunity to welcome and thank all of you for taking some time off in attending this exhibition. I would also like to honorably welcome our invited keynote speakers for kindly willing to share their valuable thoughts and insight. UiTM has been working hard to inculcate research and innovation culture and has often used the invention, innovation and design explosion as a platform for its academics and students to showcase their invention and design. To further encourage the research and innovation culture, UiTM Route Research and Industrial Linkages Unit is taking the initiative to conduct this exhibition using digital platform due to the COVID-19 pandemic. With the theme Embracing Digital Revolution in a New Normal, VI-BiiDE 2002 aims to create a platform for academics, professional, government and private bodies, university students as well as Malaysian secondary and primary school students to showcase or commercialize their product and ideas. In addition, to inculcate a high-impact innovative culture and conduct commercialization research among UiTM Pahang academics, and thus enable us to introduce UiTM as an innovative and research-driven university. Inclusively, I would also like to thank all members of the organizing committee from University Tanjung Mara Pahang, as well as the moderators, judges and the collaborative partners for their tremendous effort in organizing and making this exhibition a reality. We're looking forward to having a successful exhibition, and we hope that all the attendees enjoy and benefit from this event. All the best, and may you all have a fruitful symposium. With that, thank you. Wabillahi taufiq wal hidayah. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you, Dr. Jazimin, for the speech.
Honorable guests and respected audience, in this morning's session, we'll be listening to two keynote addresses by our distinguished guests, and I'm so honored to introduce to our first keynote speaker, Professor Dr. Analuddin from Halu Olio University, Kendari, Indonesia. His main research interests are in the field of marine and environmental sciences, biology, chemistry and marine science, biology ecology and biology botany. Currently, he is the Vice Director for Academic and Students Postgraduate Program in Halu Olio University since 2021. With a vast experience and achievements, we are so grateful to have him with us this morning. Without further ado, I would like to invite Professor Dr. Analuddin to deliver his keynote speech with the title Blue Carbon Ecosystem of Mangrove, Significance, Challenge and Opportunity in the Coral Triangle. Please welcome.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. This is my pleasure to present in this international conference. The title of my presentation today is Blue Carbon Ecosystem of Mangrove, Significance, Challenge and Opportunity in the Coral Triangle by me, Professor Analuddin. I'm a Vice Director for Academic and Collaboration at Postgraduate Program at Halu University, Kendari, Southeast Sulawesi, Indonesia. Blue carbon is the carbon stored in the coastal vegetation, including mangrove, seagrass, and salt marshes. This term actually just recently, or at least 10 years ago, proposed by McLeod et al. In 2011, and highlighted by IUCN in 2017. The blue carbon ecosystem uptake and store carbon more than terrestrial forests, according to Murray et al. In 2011, and they contribute about 50% of a total from 83% of the carbon stored in the ocean sediments. Blue carbon ecosystem of mangrove distributed in the tropics and subtropics and covered about 16.5 million hectares and about 33.5% found in the coastal area of Southeast Asia countries. The mangrove are one of among the most important biodiversity in the coral triangle ecoregion and play very important role as blue carbon and nutrient sources in the coastal zones. There are several countries highlight in this area in the coral triangle ecoregion, including also Malaysia, Philippines, Indonesia, and even already expand to Japan. There are many significance the blue carbon ecosystem of mangroves, such as blue carbon ecosystem of mangroves is a key ecosystem in the coastal and small islands. Wide area of coastal area in the Southeast Asia countries are occupied by mangroves, and therefore they play very important role for the productivity of the coastal ecosystem. And also many small islands, such as Timor Archipelago in Indonesia, is covered by mangroves. And with the mangrove, actually, when high tide, most of the island covered by seawater, but because of the availability of mangroves, so the people can recognize that island. Many studies actually already done the biomass of for white mangrove, and more recent study we have established it in the Southeast Sulawesi, which is the above ground biomass range from the 109 up to 615 ton per hectare, and it was comparable from the worldwide mangroves. The second one of significance of mangrove ecosystem is stored and uptake high blue carbon. And Murray et al. In 2011 mentioned that the mangrove uptake very high amount of CO2 from atmosphere, and it was most higher than seagrass meadow, tidal marsh, even from tropical forests and boreal forests. And many study also performed in Indonesia show that very high amount of carbon stock in the below ground in the sediment and biomass of mangrove, including in Sembiling, Sumatra, Cilacap, Java, Kuburaya, Kalimantan, Bunaken, Sulawesi, and Sulawesi, Timika in Papua, and so on. So very high amount of blue carbon stocked in mangrove, in the sediment, as well as in mangrove biomass. In the Southeast Sulawesi, above-ground blue carbon stock of mangroves are varied among sites, and especially in the conservation area in National Rabaopa Park, very high amount of above-ground carbon stocked in the mangrove, but in outside a little bit low of carbon stock. This is because in the protected mangrove or conserved mangrove, very few degraded mangroves, so very high amount of carbon stocks. And we have published it in 2016. The blue carbon ecosystem of mangrove is also high productivity and support the nearest ecosystem. Our studies show that the productivity of mangrove in protected and unprotected area is high, and they export almost 4 tons carbon per hectare per year. The high productivity of blue carbon ecosystem of mangrove is very important in the coastal area, because when they export the carbon to the nearest ecosystem, so they maintain the productivity of the coastal and marine ecosystems. The blue carbon ecosystem of mangrove also provide various goods for the coastal peoples. As we know that mangrove ecosystem are habitat for various organisms, including fish, crabs, shrimp, and so on. So from that, actually, many local communities, they have captured the fish, crab, and shrimp from the mangrove area. So therefore, the mangrove actually support the coastal community life in the coastal region. In our site, in Southeast Sulawesi, blue carbon ecosystem support the endemic animals, which is very iconic animal of Bubalus sp in the mangrove. They have used mangrove as home range and to look for food because they are take food from the mangrove leaf, especially for young leaves. The blue carbon ecosystem of mangroves also play an important role as a biofilter of heavy metal pollution. We have published in this matter actually about the ability of the mangrove species to still on the preparation now to submit it in the high quality journal. They have ability to accumulate heavy metal. When we check their bioaccumulation factor or BCFEs, more than 1 for mercury, copper, mangan, lead, and zinc for 7 species of mangrove in Southeast Sulawesi. So the high capacity to accumulate of heavy metal in the coastal area of by mangrove, it will give us the opportunity for the blue bioremediation in future and to perform of coastal clean city development as well as to maintain the coastal environment health. The blue carbon of mangrove also potential source for nutrition and antioxidants. Our research highlighted young leaves mangrove contain antioxidants such as tannin, anthocyanin, and flavonoids, and also contain a green tea material compounds as tiflavin, catechin, flavonoid, and simple polyphenols. Those we have published by Andi Septiana et al. In 2016 in Malaysian Journal of Biology, and also in the International Journal of Fruit Science in 2019 by me. And also we found that mangrove fruits contain nutrition such as simple sugars, protein, fat, vitamin C, macro and micronutrient. Therefore, the mangrove is potential for antioxidant source, and it also we have tried it to analyze as antimicrobial. And also we have used the young leaf of mangroves as a tea materials, and we might the green tea anti-cholesterol. We have tested this potentiality, and therefore in future there is high potentiality to develop blue nutrition and blue medicinal from the mangrove ecosystem or blue carbon ecosystem. Blue carbon ecosystem is also potential for ecotourism. Many people nowadays, they like to visit, to take fresh in the beach, and many mangrove sites in the world, especially in the tropical countries, in developing countries, they already established the facility for tourism. However, although many significance of the blue carbon ecosystem of mangrove, but the challenges also happen to the mangroves. For example, the global climate change. The global climate change is the very famous issue recently, and some study we have established the ability of the mangrove seedling, especially a species of the seedling of Rhizophora apiculata and Rhizophora muculata, to grow under high level of seawater inundation. It seems that when we put the seedling, we grow the seedling under sea level inundation up to 75 centimeter, their relief area is very small. It means that the sea level rise seemingly affect or inhibited the growth of the mangrove seedling. And if the scenario of the global climate change with the effect of sea level rise is continue happen in the world, it will have implication for the sustainability of the blue carbon ecosystem, especially for mangrove. Another challenge for the sustainability of blue carbon ecosystem of mangrove is anthropogenic pressure. In this case, mangrove loss in Indonesia was about 40% according to data FAO in 2007, and it is the fastest mangrove loss in the world. And in the figure, we have realized that in our area, the data from satellite in 2003 up to 2013, deforestation rate of mangrove about 64.9% due to the conversion of mangrove land for the marine aquaculture or marine pond, sedimentation, and also for new development of the construction. However, although many challenges, but still we have many opportunity with the availability of the blue carbon ecosystem of mangrove. I highlight this several opportunity to be developed in mangrove, such as blue carbon oriented development, research oriented development, blue remediation development, blue nutrition development, as well as social ecological system oriented developments. Let me to explain one by one for this opportunity. For blue carbon oriented, to increase the uptake and stock of carbon the mangrove, there are several ways for this. For example, in the exposed area, we have to make facility for the natural revegetation or natural regeneration. This picture actually I had taken by me in 2013, set like 9 or almost 9 years or 10 years ago. When we see in this picture, this area is exposed, the pond already left by people, so the new seedling easily to enter in the mangrove when high tide. And I just taken the picture on the last month in March. This area become like this, the mangrove coverage. So the natural revegetation is very quick and very nice mangrove performance. This is actually the mangrove ecosystem in the Kendari Bay, which is located in the Kendari city, Southeast Sulawesi. Another effort for the blue carbon oriented or increasing the uptake in stock of carbon in the mangrove is artificial mangrove planting. Actually, many activities of people, including the police activity, they have grown new mangrove in the Kendari Bay or the area located in the Kendari city, and also young peoples where they they celebrate the Art Day. They have actually planted the new mangrove, and after several years, actually, the new mangrove actually so like this. This actually mangrove plantation almost 3 up to 5 years, but this one about 1 years planted. So another effort, it must be protect the remaining mangrove, because without the protection, the people will free to extract the mangrove, to convert the mangrove for the aquaculture and another purposes. So the government must protect the mangrove to make sure that the function of mangrove as source and carbon stock is still play their important role. And another effort is for the second one is blue nutrition development. Actually, as we know, this wide area of mangrove have been degraded due to marine aquaculture development or conversion of mangrove. This part actually happened because the people have performed the aquaculture without applied of science. In this case, actually, very nice example from Cha Mo province from Vietnam. which is the mangrove actually, the ponds only in small size in the mangrove, but wide area of mangrove still exists. So their function to support the productivity of ponds is still happen. And in that case, actually, we don't need to extra to convert wide area of mangrove. It will make degraded mangrove, but just let or teach the people, teach the community to make the small pond in the mangrove side. It will be more suitable. In the one side is to help the people for their life, and another important thing is to keep the mangrove still sustainable. Another thing for blue development from mangrove is development of nutrition and antioxidant from mangrove. As I mentioned before, is many foods, actually various food already performed or made from the fruit of mangrove, and also many cosmetics such as skincare, sunblocks already made from the mangrove extraction. So in future, actually, there is a high potentiality for the blue bionutrition and antioxidant development from mangroves by food developments or cosmetic development. Regarding this, we have published some papers. And also, the third one is development of the clean coastal city. As I mentioned before, is the blue bioremediation, with the availability of with the existence of the mangrove in the coastal city. So their important as biofilter or bioaccumulator of heavy metal, it will play very important when the government try to develop the city in the coastal area, and it will help to maintain the clean coastal city and also maintain the coastal environmental health. And also social ecological oriented, such as development of ecotourism. Actually, many parts of mangrove site in Southeast Sulawesi actually already the government tried to develop the ecotourism facility. And when we see this picture, actually I have taken from the mangrove in Southeast Sulawesi, very nice facility, and many people are like to visit in the mangrove site, and to without the distribution of the mangrove existence. And actually, this example actually I have taken in Japan when I did my master and PhD at the time. I realized that the Manco Waterbill and Wetland Center, they have actually only a small area of mangrove, but because they have money, so they could develop the Manco Waterbill Park in Okinawa, Japan. So actually, such type of the development in mangrove, probably we could establish in the Southeast Asia countries. Another one is development of international research collaboration to improve the quality of the research about the mangrove blue carbon ecosystem. From this, actually, our activity since in 2014, we have collaborated research about the carbon stock and heavy metal accumulation in mangrove. We collaborate with the Tokyo Institute of Technology, and then we continue in 2016 up to 2018, still the blue carbon dynamic and impact of ocean acidification on coastal ecosystem. We collaborate with the Tokyo Institute of Technology and also US Forest Service from from America, and also starting from 2021 up to 2023, we also collaborate with the Malaya University, one of the collaborator, Dr. Sarif Sarma. He is working in the Malaya University. We also try to study about the ecosystem function of estuarine as biofilter, blue carbon source, and nursery site. And more recent, actually, we have got the funding about the research, Asia Joint Research Program, which is funded by the GST Japan, and also together with the monitoring biodiversity in Southeast Asia countries funded by JSPS Kankei from Japan. We also include in that collaboration. There are many countries in Southeast Asia, Malaysia, Philippines, Singapore, Thailand, and also Vietnam. So the rule of collaborative research is development of technique and research quality. For example, in this case, when we measure the water quality, usually the conventional equipment we use, and it takes time consume, but we collaborate with the scientists from Tokyo Institute of Technology so we could measure seawater quality in the coastal area by use sensor digital and connected to the satellite. So sensor data water level we could measure high tide and low tide in several sites in several times. Sorry. And also, chlorophyll A and turbidity, we can use this high instrument quality to detect the chlorophyll content and turbidity in the coastal seawater and river mouths upstream. And also surface or water nutrient analysis when high tide, and also in the bottom and the surface area of the seawater, we could analysis with that help of the instrument, high quality instrument from the Tokyo Institute of Technology. Another one is the help of equipment, development of technique and research equipment for gases measurement. With this chamber, actually, new portable greenhouse gas analyzer, this equipment actually provided by the scientists from USA. Using this equipment, we can analyze the CO2, methane, as well as nitrogen oxide in the mangrove in the several area, like in the carbon dioxide emission from mangrove land use, the intact forest, pond, or restored area, and also methane emission from mangrove land use types in the intact forest, ponds area, and restored mangrove area, as well as nitrogen oxide flux in the from mangrove plant use type. So with the collaboration research, actually, we can improve the quality of the research. So, and as I mentioned, that new research just will start in this year, collaborated with Japan scientists and Philippine scientists, will start in 2012, 2020 up to 2006, which is it will establish for at least 3 years. In the first year, we will develop an integrated social ecological model system to develop social ecosystem vulnerability map, as well as social ecological system resilience assessment map. After taking the data, then we will map the health of the mangrove ecosystem, seagrass ecosystem, as well as probably the coral reef ecosystem and salmars ecosystem with using the GIS. And then the second year, the research probably we will develop new methods for silvifishery by semi-enclosed systems. And the third one, we will implement a multi-scale integrated ecosystem management model for enhancing social ecological system, especially in the coral triangle and its surrounding area. So the conclusion of actually this presentation, the first, is the blue carbon ecosystem of mangrove is very important in the coastal marine environment as carbon storage, carbon and nutrient suppliers, biofilter, nursery areas, food source, as well as income source for the peoples. And then the second one is blue carbon ecosystem of mangrove is vulnerable to threat and challenges from global climate change and anthropogenic pressure by mining activity, agriculture activity, and conversion of mangrove land into aquaculture and settlement area. So these actually challenges we need to reduce to make sure that the sustainability of blue carbon ecosystem of mangrove. And the third one, the finally, but not the last, is the blue carbon ecosystem of mangroves provide many opportunities for the sustainable management, innovation, and development of a blue economy. One of the future prosperities for society, especially in the Southeast Asia countries, including Indonesia, Malaysia, Thailand, Vietnam, and Philippines. Thank you so much. Save mangrove for future generation. That is all my presentation.
Thank you, Professor Dr. Analuddin, for sharing the keynote speech. It is hoped that each and every one of us could benefit from the information and knowledge shared by him today.
Audience of the floor, let us take a short break and have a review on University Tajimara as described in this video clip. Let's have a look.
University Technology Mara, or UiTM, has been the place for acquiring knowledge and developing capabilities. From a training center to now a vast network of universities, UiTM has campuses and faculties all over Malaysia. UiTM allows for the pursuing of goals and earning a degree in any field of choice, with a mission to enhance the knowledge and expertise of Bumiputras in all fields of study, through professional programs, research work and community service, while upholding moral values and professional ethics. Nestled amidst the greenery and some of the most scenic areas in the country, each university campus is strategically located in places where their presence inevitably provides an economic boost to the local community. The Vice-Chancellor is the Chief Executive Officer, heading the academic and administrative management of the university. UiTM pledges to provide maximum opportunities to pursue professionally recognized programs of study in science, technology, industry, business, arts and humanities. University Technology Mara offers quality education at all levels of study, from foundation to postgraduate. The university has always been at the forefront in science and technology as well as in management. It is a place where talent, skills and excellence are nurtured. UiTM has a mission to empower the indigenous people through the provision of higher education in accordance with Article 153 of the Malaysian Federal Constitution and Act 173 University Technology Mara Act 1976. Duli Yang Maha Mulia, Sri Paduka Baginda Yang di-Pertuan Agong is the Chancellor of UiTM by virtue of his status as the King, as provided for by the law. To complete the teaching and learning activities at UiTM, the university has made available modern and contemporary facilities such as the UiTM Stadium, the house of UiTM FC. With a capacity of 6,000, the stadium is the heart of soccer and it has played host to an international match in 2009. UiTM also has an Olympic-sized swimming pool for the use of students and staff. The pool is also open to public on certain days. Built in 1972, Perpustakaan Tun Abdul Razak, or the PITA Library, has grown by leaps and bounds, housing thousands of international titles for all programs of study. Students' participation in extracurricular activities is highly encouraged and supported by the university. These activities would not only equip students with soft skills, but also train them to be balanced and holistic individuals to meet global requirements. As the largest public university in Malaysia, University Technology Mara has produced thousands of alumni who are successful individuals in their disciplines. University Technology Mara, Usaha Takwa Mulia.
Ladies and gentlemen, this morning session will be continued with the second keynote address, and I am so honored to introduce you to our keynote speaker, Dr. Hari Ar-Rashid from Universitas Negeri Malang, Indonesia. Currently, he is the head of laboratories in the Electrical Engineering Department at Malang State University and also a lecturer in Information Technology Department since 2009. His main research interests are in the field of game development techniques, game players' experience assessment, gamification in learning, human interaction in games and machine learning applications. Without further ado, I would like to invite Dr. Hari Ar-Rashid to deliver his keynote speech. Please welcome.
Hello everyone, my name is Haris Ar-Rashid from the State University of Malang in Indonesia, East Java, Indonesia. Allow me to present a bit of talk about the digital struggle for the pandemic era. So before we go on, I'd like to give you a brief outline about my speech. First one is some overview of the pandemic era and the impacts of pandemic era during the last couple of years. And then we go on to the disruptive blast of technology. And the third part is our efforts for the pandemic. And we will wrap up our speech in a bigger picture of how the technology has embraced the pandemic era. So before we go on, I would like to have a journey during the pandemic, high-speed journey during the pandemic. I would say that during the 2 years, more than 2 years of life in cages, I would say cages because we're living like that, right? There are a lot of restrictions, a lot of limitations that we have to suffer from. According to this article here, the pandemic, there are 5 stages. There were 5 stages of pandemic era. The first stage, second stage, and I believe we are now at the end of stage 5. And I'm sure that stage 5 is just in a matter of months, and we are recovering from this pandemic era, and we go to the new life where we are expecting to be a better health situation for ourselves. Okay, and these are I will show you a couple of impacts of the pandemic. The first one is the physical effect on those infected and the mental trauma and fear which almost everyone faces. And the fear of not knowing how this pandemic is going to play out in terms of our economic, physical, and mental well-being. The second one is in education. In education, according to this article, there are loss of schooling, decay of schools because no one were going to school during that pandemic era, and because of school closures, children are losing the opportunity to learn and children are forgetting what they had learned because of the fear, the trauma, and negative impacts on their life of causing the education is dropping very significantly. So, despite the fact that our sorry, this is a mistake. Like this one. So, despite the fact that there are negative things happening in the pandemic, like social distancing, non-physical existence, self-improvements, and then loss of restrictions, the technology behind, or the technology exists in our life even before the pandemic. Actually it were very improved. We already use this technology, but how this technology embrace the pandemic, there's this part is a statistic, an example of statistic. The increase of stats during the early pandemic, the second year of pandemic, like this one, year-over-year increase in monthly in-home data usage between March, just a half month of March in 2020, that's 18%. And I believe today the use of in-home data will increase rapidly, and 75% increase in data usage for online gaming just until March 19 in 2020. And the education app downloads between this time is increased 1,000% just in a half month. And I believe this spikes of online technology use is an ongoing trend. It will not decay. It will not dropping. It will. Some of my students, I asked some of my students when the pandemic is declining, I asked them, do you prefer the online or the traditional class? Most of them, like more than 70% of them, prefer to use the online class I've created. So the trend is going there. The trend is continuing. So let's see one by one the digital technology that embrace hardship during pandemic. The first one is entertainment. We have a lot of applications for entertainment usage, like Spotify, YouTube, Vimeo. And why so this application here is very useful to kill this kind of boredom, staying at home, and using these applications as well, you can socializing even though you are staying at home. Each of you staying at home, you can still in touch with them. An example of growth of online video subscription in 2020 is 35% growth, according to Forbes, this article here, just in 2020. It's quite rapid growth, and I think in 2021 I think it's growing more, higher percentage of use in online video subscription. And then the next technology is the online learning and MOOC. We have Google Classroom, Schoology, Coursera, Udacity, Udemy, Khan Academy, and a lot more application out there for education purposes. But how and why this digital technology useful for us? The first one is bridge gaps. I mean, the gaps is not something that we can uh, see as a negative part. In the example of gaps we are experiencing during the pandemic is the distance and status and age. Everyone can learn using this online learning and MOOC. And it is personalized learning. I mean, how could this be a personalized learning? Because everyone can learn according to their pace, their learning pace. It is different than the traditional one when the teacher takes the role of how to deliver the learning material to the students. Using this online learning and MOOC, there are a lot of benefits because the users itself can configure, can learn based on their preference. So an example of some stats on this online learning and MOOC, with global tech investment reaching 18 billion in 2019, but there are forecasting that the overall market for online education should reach 350 billion in 2025. So it's big number in 2025, according to this article here. Right, and the next area is the collaboration of productivity tools. For example, the use of online conference like Google Meet, WEBEX, GitHub for programming, and then there are metaverse as well, project management tools like Trello and Asana. How and why this could embrace hardship? Because when using this application, we can use it live, non-physical attendance and recordable. And then it is very efficient in cost. For example, you don't need to travel distances. You don't need accommodation. You just need your room. You stay there, open your laptop, provide good lighting and good noise suppression, and you can communicate with others from different part of this. It is paperless as well. And then the statistics shows a staggering number here. In 2020, video conferencing saw a 535% rise in daily traffic through the Zoom application. Just Zoom. How if we combine everything like Google Meet, WebEx, Zoom, and then Microsoft Teams? That should be, I would say, more than 1,000% rise in daily traffic. It's humongous number because it's very important to use these applications. And the cloud computing as well. During the pandemic, cloud computing is everywhere now. You can compute anywhere, anytime, any device. And this article says that 90% of firms currently utilize cloud computing in some capacity. And I'm now myself, I've been using this computing, cloud computing, very extensively. I need to secure all my documents and data in the cloud because it's free and it's everywhere. And then the last thing that I would like to show you that what embrace hardship in pandemic is the daily needs you can use for transportation using Grab, online shopping, eBay, Amazon, Deliveroo, etc. And this stats shows you proof that the online use in e-commerce is rapidly growing during the last couple of years because it's very easy to use, and transaction is virtually done, and you don't need to use like you don't need to transfer money in a complicated way, right? So these are some of the digital technology that embrace hardship during pandemic. What about our effort our effort for the pandemic, there are 4 parts of our efforts, our research and projects for the pandemic. We have the first one is massively multi-user virtual reality museum, and we have some of gamifications in learning. We have also semi-automatic educational game development, and we have also a non-intrusive assessment for educational game users. The first one is the massively multi-user virtual reality museum. This is, we come up to this research because of the pandemic, of course, and tourism decay is irresistible. Now, not many, every tourism facilities are closed during the last couple of years. Just in 2022, most of the tourism are open again, but before that, a lot of the tourism facilities are closed. This caused economic drop in our country. And so how to overcome this kind of situation? We look at the potential technology, how to overcome this first. The first one is the game engine for rapid development and rapid 3D modeling tools. And there are a platform, a framework for massively multiplayer. And we also have voice over IP technology and the very, very highly internet speed that we are using today. We've come to build this Brawijaya VR museum. This is a prototype of a virtual reality museum using a mobile application and a VR box. You only need a smartphone and a VR box, a very cheap VR box. I think it cost not more than $5, not more than $5 US dollar. How we build them? How we build this application? We use Pro Builder to build every 3D content, and then we use Unity 3D because it's cheap, it's free, and we use Photon 2 as the plugin and server provider for the multiplayer feature, and we also use Photon Voice 2 for the voice chat. These are some of the perspective of our application, some of views from the first-person views. Yeah, so the application is basically like a first-person shooter game, but it's not a game. It's an application implementing a first-person shooter genre. What you can see here, this is the view inside a user where we have a red dotted right here. This is act as a pointer, and then there are like circles here, the black circles here. These are the spawn point. So you need to direct this red dot into a circle for some times. I think 2 seconds. 2 seconds later, you will be spawned in that place. Once you spawn in that place, you can see different views. You can read, you can look at images, you can look at the statues, etc. And you can read some of the information in that views. So it's not like moving freely, because moving freely in multiplayer platform requires more data to communicate. So instead of using free movement of players like in first-person shooter, we use these spawn points instead, important points. Yeah, right. If you want to see the full preview, this is accessible through YouTube. You can capture that and open later. Right. So the application is functionally working as prototype and ready for scaling. it is successfully tested on actual users with respect to their acceptance. We also tested the motion sickness for the user because they are using goggles in their heads for several times, and we found out that they cannot use the VR application in a prolonged use. Most of them during the starting from minutes 15, the first 15 minutes, they are experiencing the motion sickness. More than that, they are not allowed. They can withstand the motion sickness, like headache or blurred images, and then even an uncomfortable situation in their physical, like their stomach is starting to feeling straining, stuff like that. So this kind of motion sickness has been the bottleneck for VR-based application. It's very difficult to remove this kind of motion sickness if you are standing still and your view is moving without the unsynchronized with your physical condition, your physical movement. It's very difficult, but so far this application should be able to allow people to visit museum without physically attending the museum. Okay, the next one is the gamification and learning. We have basically this is a learning media, but added gamification inside the media. The first one is interactive coding for web programming. We've already published an article in a conference 2 years ago. The second one is similar, but it's more like conceptual learning about wide area network technology for vocational high school students. We already published an article as well. The last two is in progress, but the first research, the development of gamification-based learning for OOP, we've already finished that. We're going to completing the fourth part, which is we are assessing, identifying users' learning style on gamified learning media based on their behavior inside the application. This is an ongoing process. So the first product we created is a web-based product where it is similar to W3 school application, where there are challenge. There is a challenge, and then you have to write down your code in the middle section, and in the right section is the result of your code. This is a real-time process over here. On top of that, you have live, score, and time limit, and also energy. This energy is acts as an indicator for resting time. Whenever you access anything, any content in this application, it will reduce the energy. Once you lost all the energy, you cannot access anything. That means the user have to take a rest from learning using this application. After some hours, the energy will recover. This is a good method to not forcing users to learn continuously. And the next one is the mobile app for gamification in one technology for vocational high school. This is the overview. You have leaderboards, we have statistics of the users. We have between users, like 1 versus 1 battle. We use quiz to battle. And we have the learning materials over here and some learning materials. There is also a referral system where you can get some coins if you successfully invite a friend. So that application is accessible through this link, and it is installable for Android, and based on our validity test, this product is valid as an alternative learning media. Okay, so the third part of our effort in for the pandemic era is the semi-automatic educational game development. We already published in a journal in Science Direct. Basically, the idea of this educational game development is we look at that there are two different spaces. One is the knowledge content space, and the second one is the game content space. By using this idea, our approach is we would like to combine any kind of game and any kind of learning materials into one new game, serious educational game. By using this this process here, we need to prepare the knowledge content space based on their annotation and the strategy of delivering them. And we also, in the game content space, we are implementing a machine learning approach where we need to find the difficulty category inside of the content space and to find out similarity categories inside of the game content space. Based on this process here, we map those contents using rule-based approach. And from there, we can create SEG, Serious Educational Game Content Module. So the article is available here. This is the test case game. Basically, the original game was a roguelike game inside a dungeon, and the learning material is a chemical compound learning. Is in chemistry. Chemistry is where you combine chemical substances as two chemical substances, then you create a new chemical compound. So this is the avatar. The avatar has a chemical substance, and there are chemical substances distributed along the dungeon. You have to find out, or you need to collect the correct chemical substance to create the new compound, the new correct compound. So if you collect the wrong compound, then you will be killed. There are enemy, bullet, and potion to recover the life of the avatar. So in summary, this system is able to map two separate content spaces. It's benefiting from the description of those different content spaces, and procedurally generated game content is an alternative route for more rapid SEG development. The product SEG was reported to support players' learning, and it can entertain them at the same time. And the last part of our approach to embrace for the pandemic is the SEG assessment method. Basically, there are three approaches: game completion and teacher, which is a traditional method. We propose an in-process assessment for SEG players, which is more suitable and continuously monitoring players. But the problem is how to find the characteristics of in-game activities that represents particular experience to be assessed. So our approach, we use a survey. We record the pre and post game exams as it's traditional way, paper based, and we allow the player to self-reporting their enjoyment, and we also recording the game sessions. The results is the experience labeled game data, which is useful for us to train a machine learning algorithm once we train that machine learning algorithm, we can predict learning performance of the player and their enjoyment. The independent variables you use is the maze features, game object features, and their play log or game log features like total successful moves, total success won, etc. And the dependent variables, the outputs we would like to predict are the learning performance. It is three class classification problem and the enjoyment, which is a binary class classification problem. The result is that we've been able to predict the enjoyment and learning category non-intrusively without any kind of traditional assessment. It's automatically monitoring the players' performances. And the classification model was built using the random forest algorithm, and it is able to classify fun and learning type with at least 90% area under curve score, which is very good. So I would like to summarize my talk today that the pandemic era health challenges that are irresistible to hold, and given those advancements of technology, they are becoming the railroad to improvement of life. And the big platform that we already have today, the 4.0 and coming 4.0 age, has opened opportunities for more sophisticated life form. And the pandemic was the trigger for better technology and life. I think that's all my talk today. I hope that this can inspire any one of you and have a good, better life in the future. Thank you very much for your attention.
Thank you, Dr. Haris, for the enlightening sharing of the keynote on the digital struggle during the pandemic era. It is hoped that each and every one of us could benefit the information and experience shared by him today.
Ladies and gentlemen, with the end of the second keynote speech, we have come to our session break, and we will be back for the afternoon session at 2:30 p.m. Do stay tuned, and we'll see you soon. Thank you.
Thank you.
Menyusun tari ala tari sembah diberi, cergas tangkas ala sayang gerak dan geri, menjunjung tinggi amboi tinggi seni sejati, pusaka asli ala asli hai ibu pertiwi. Berlenggang gaya ala gaya gerak wanita, dengan tari ala sayang kualang tiga, menjunjung tinggi amboi tinggi seni budaya, dikenang bangsa ala bangsa hai sepanjang masa. Langkah serentak ala saja sama bergerak, segak gaya ala sayang pendekar putri, bertepuk tangan amboi tangan tanda berani.
For your information, the link of attendance is already available in the chat box. Thank you.
Menyusun
Hi everyone. We will resume our session at 2:45 p.m. Thank you.
Menyusun tari ala tari sembah diberi, cergas tangkas ala sayang gerak dan geri, menjunjung tinggi amboi tinggi seni sejati, pusaka asli ala asli hai ibu pertiwi. Berlenggang gaya ala gaya gerak wanita, dengan tari ala sayang kualang tiga, menjunjung tinggi amboi tinggi seni budaya, dikenang bangsa ala bangsa hai sepanjang masa. Langkah serentak ala saja sama bergerak, segak gaya ala sayang pendekar putri, bertepuk tangan amboi tangan tanda berani, tiada gentar ala sayang hai membela diri. Menyusun tari ala tari sembah diberi, cergas tangkas ala sayang gerak dan geri, menjunjung tinggi amboi tinggi seni sejati, pusaka asli ala asli hai ibu pertiwi, hai ibu pertiwi, hai ibu pertiwi.
Hello everyone. We will resume our afternoon session in 5 minutes from now. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh and salam sejahtera to all. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, we have come to the afternoon session and this is also the closing ceremony of VI-BiiDE 2022. I'm honored to invite Professor Technologist Dr. Muhammad Ilham Adnan, Director of University Terjemah Pahang, to deliver his speech and officiate the closing of VI-BiiDE 2022. Please welcome.
Thank you, Mrs. Chairperson. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Professor Dr. Wan Muhammad Nazri Wan Abdul Rahman, Deputy Rector, Research and Industrial Linkages, University Technology Mara Pahang. Dr. Jazimin Zakaria, Assistant Rector, University Technology Mara Pahang, Raup Campus. Executive Management Committee of UiTM Pahang. Distinguished guests, esteemed professors, academia and keynote speakers, members of the media, committee members for Virtual International VI-BiiDE 2022, participants, ladies and gentlemen, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh and very good afternoon. As to begin, I would like to start by praising Allah for His blessings that we are able to gather here this afternoon for this very special opening session of the 4th Virtual International Breakthrough Invention, Innovation and Design Exhibition or Virtual International VI-BiiDE 2022. Congratulations to the Virtual International VI-BiiDE 2022 committee members who have worked really hard in making this event a reality. Not to forget, thank you for your presence, everyone, the audience and the participants, and the most appreciated ones, the willingness of our keynote speakers today to spare some time and share the knowledge with us. Indeed, it is the involvement and cooperation of all that plays an important role in the success of the 4th Virtual International VI-BiiDE 2022. It is known to us that the world is still facing a very challenging virus, the COVID-19, yet it does not stop us from evaluating this international event. Although it is held online or virtually, the involvement and the seriousness of the participants and attendees have made this program as meaningful. For your information, one of the main objectives of this event is to bring together all researchers, scientists, experts and research scholars from the many communities of research area, especially from the Southeast Asian countries. Therefore, it is hoped that this event can be a channel to emphasize and strengthen the culture of innovation, to convey ideas, information and expertise, as well as to expose innovators to potential investors through partnership opportunities. In this current era of globalization, technology and innovation have played important roles in our aspect of life. They promise human life conveniences from many aspects, mostly because of their own advantages and benefits. For example, following the COVID-19 pandemic, the use of computers and laptops and the internet can undeniably help students and employees who have to study and work from home. Imagine if there was no innovation in simplicity like this, how could all the work be carried out and how would the productivity be achieved? Another example is of the business world, which is closely related to creativity and innovation. Without these two, the business world will remain static with no innovation and change. Thus, entrepreneurs who efficiently cultivate creativity and innovation in their business models will be more advanced and successful than those who remain with the traditional method, focusing only on sales. Creativity and innovation in the business world can be done in a variety of ways, and among them are through products, services, brands, business models, and marketing. Esteemed audience, ladies and gentlemen, innovation can guarantee a better quality of work in an organization. Its ability to create and maintain an advantage in any competition is mainly because innovation itself is of a leading nature. It is very important for innovators and researchers to do their best to remain relevant. In addition to that, the development of innovation should be joined by both the public or private education institution in creating strong competitiveness and producing ideas that are highly capable in innovation while also being able to fully exploit the development of world information technology. On this memorable occasion, I would also like to congratulate all the participants, judges and committee members whom have worked during this process of Virtual International VI-BiiDE 2022. Although we are all busy with other essential tasks, the spirit shown in realizing this program is greatly appreciated. Let us simply compare ourselves to a pencil, as what really matters are the content or the lead inside, not the external factor. Mind not how beautiful the pattern is. There is no use for the pencil if the lead is nowhere to be found. As likely as we are in organizing an event like this, the most important part is the content and essence, even though we come from different backgrounds. Respected audience, ladies and gentlemen, as it has been kindly informed, the theme for this year is on embracing digital revolution in the new normal, and it is seen to suit the outlook and aspiration desired by the world today in creating a solid platform for academics, professional, government, private agencies, tertiary students, as well as Malaysian secondary and primary school students to confidently bring out their products and ideas and commercialize them. I hope this paramount effort is encouraging the research and innovation culture and mindset, and it allows us to introduce UiTM as a global and innovative research-driven university. Again, thank you and congratulations to all. With the holy words, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim, I would like to officiate the 4th Virtual International Breakthrough Invention, Innovation and Design Exhibition. With respect, wabillahi taufiq wal hidayah. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Prof, for the meaningful speech and officiating the closing for VI-BiiDE 2022. May this day be remembered by all of us.
Ladies and gentlemen, the most anticipated and awaited moment has come. The award-winning announcement of Virtual International Breakthrough of Invention, Innovation and Design Exhibition, or VI-BiiDE 2022. But before that, let us enjoy a performance of traditional dance by our cute little dancers from Sekolah Kebangsaan Gali Raut Pahang with the song Tualang Tiga. Thank you, aspiring dancers, and we hope everyone enjoyed and was entertained by the splendid performance. Ladies and gentlemen, now the moment of truth, the revelation of VI-BiiDE 2022 winners. Gold Award. Category A, Professionals, Science and Technology, and Social Science. Category A, Science and Technology. Category A, Social Science. Gold Award, Category B, Tertiary, Science and Technology, and Social Science. Category B, Science and Technology. Category B, Social Science. Gold Award, Category C, School. Best of the Best VI-BiiDE 2022. Category A, Professionals, Science and Technology, with the project ID CA006, Eco-Friendly Inkjet for Batik Digital Printing. Best of the Best, Category A, Social Science, with the project ID CA066, Sulam for INV 621 version 1. Best of the Best, Category B, Tertiary, Science and Technology, with the project ID CB053, Volunteer STEM Kit, Magic Balloon. Best of the Best, Category B, Social Science, with the project ID CB018, Aerial Vocab, the new ala mode of English vocabulary learning for children with mild autism spectrum disorder. Best of the Best, Category C, School, with the project ID CC009, New Normal Puzzle Vault. The most likable video of VI-BiiDE 2022. Category A, Professionals, with the project ID CA086, Go Clean. Category B, Tertiary, with the project ID CB039, Kopi Silang Kaki, How to Safeguard Your Reputation. Category C, School, with the project ID CC009, New Normal Puzzle Vault. Diamond Award of VI-BiiDE 2022 goes to, with the project ID CA006, Eco-Friendly Inkjet for Batik Digital Printing. Congratulations to the winners, and for your information, these results will be shared on VI-BiiDE 2022 webpage too.
Honorable guests, ladies and gentlemen, we have now come to the end of our ceremony. Every journey has its end and every path does stop somewhere. On behalf of the VI-BiiDE 2022 organizing committee, we would like to thank all of you for your precious participation on this program. We hope that the objective of this program could be achieved together for the betterment of all. Thank you very much, and before we part, please accept these words from us. Kalau ada jarum yang patah, jangan disimpan di dalam peti. Kalau ada silap dan salah, jangan disimpan di dalam hati. Which roughly means, please forgive us for our shortcomings. Till we meet again, stay safe always. Wabillahi taufiq wal hidayah. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. For photo session, I would like everyone to please turn on your camera and please wait for a while for photo session. Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you, everyone, and see you again in VI-BiiDE for the next time. Assalamualaikum and bye-bye.